Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Infinite Resources 2020. So, yeah, in case you're wondering, yeah, we will fill it up eventually. Let's get started. Okay, so both areas have to be chunk loaded before you link the network card. So because this area was not chunk loaded when we went back to the base and put the network card in here, it couldn't see this thing and it got confused. I don't know what's going on, but put the Reading gadget in here, make sure that the thing is loaded, and everything is working just fine. So, got my wireless. I've got a little crafting table over here. So, you know, we'll make some more things, and that'll be fine. So, basically, the plan for me right now is to, well, you know, big empty world. I still have lag, so this probably isn't going to be a solution to my problems, but whatever. Something to try out anyway. Doesn't work, I'm no worse off than I was. And if it does, great. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to work on that, and I will come back when I have a little bit more of that completed. Alright, so I have finished bringing stuff over from the overworld to the flatland world. So, what I'm noticing is that we have a pretty constant 120 frames per second in here. So, it's looking like none of these things were the cause of my lag, which, that's unfortunate. That means all this kind of waste of time. But it's good to find out, so I've at least narrowed it down. I'm thinking it has to be either Ender-IO conduits, refined storage, or storage drawers. So I don't know which one. I'm feeling like it must be Ender-IO. Like, you know, you get more and more conduits over time, and they do more and more things, so it has to do more and more stuff, but I don't understand why it affects the frame per second so much. Like, it takes that much time, and I can't do that many frames. I guess it would, but it doesn't seem like it would that much. So, there are a few changes to things over here than they were in the overworld. So, first of all, I made the farm an 11 by 11. I've got melons and pumpkins on the outside of each of these blocks growing into this area over here. Because this is the outer limit of the collection range, I put these conveyor belts over here to push things back into their collection range. So that seems to work pretty well, because oftentimes he'd break the blocks and they'd be just sitting right here. So with those there, they won't do that. I tried a few other things. I tried fences at first, but fences, A, don't look quite right, especially for over here. And they're half blocks, so they can still fall in that half block space and they still won't collect it. So that didn't work either. So the only solution I could find, really, was this, I thought the best solution. We could use a couple blocks, you know, put a solid block there, that would work too, but I thought these looked better than a solid block pressing up against this. So, had I not had this right here, maybe it would have been okay, but I do, so, you know, it is what it is. So I've got nether wart in the middle of the farm now, and the farm is laid out so that the middle space is the center, and there are 4 quadrants above that, or surrounding that. Sugarcane goes in these troughs all along the center, so there's water all throughout these channels here, all through the cross pattern underneath, so the sugarcane can grow there. And so we've got much more sugarcane and much more nether wart, which was good because we're running low on those things. So that's a good thing to take care of. We do have fewer carrots. Yeah, we've got fewer carrots, wheat, potatoes, and beetroot than we had before, because these are now 2x2 areas, and I've got 4 plants each growing in them. So there's now 8 carrots instead of 9, and, you know, 8 instead of 9 for everything. So instead of 3x3, it's 2x2. I've got a couple of them, so they do have 8, so it's pretty close, but not the same. I decided to go canola seeds over here, so there's 8 over there, and then flax over here, and they actually double up on the rice. So there's actually more rice than it used to be. So, you know, rice can make paper, rice can make sugar, so I thought, oh, we'll go ahead and add that. That could make it a little bit easier to get a few things. And rice makes slime balls too, so, you know, and as far as other things, we don't need that many potatoes or beetroots, really. And as far as wheat and carrots, we've got this guy over here, and he's doing great. So we still have tons and tons of stuff over here for whatever we need. Here's the Cactus Farm. I went ahead and added the glass to it so they grow faster. Don't really need that much, but hey, infinite resources, make it as fast as possible, right? Yeah, sure. So here is the tree farm. There are now 25 trees. I do have some concerns that he could be standing by a tree and let one grow and he might get suffocated or launched up or something, but we'll see how it works, you know. His chuckles will come back later and see, you know, how they are. I'm hoping they're okay, but, you know, he's not standing in that block space, but he's kind of close, so I still feel he could suffocate here if he just stood here. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be fine. So glad I found that mob with a steel copier. I would never have redone this without a steel copier. It hurts my wrist too much to close buttons so much. So steel copier, man, that thing is awesome. One thing I did learn though is that you can't click it, you can't copy the seal if there's no blocks here to click on. You can't click the seal. You have to click the block the seal was on the face the seal was on. So you have to have a block here to click on the top face of it to get this guy going. So otherwise it wasn't going to work. So if he'd been on the ground, it would have been fine. But, you know, if he had been on the bottom side of this block, that would not have worked. So one thing to keep in mind about that seal copier, it has to have a block to click on, not the actual seal itself. So I was going to put the infernal furnace here, but then I decided we don't need charcoal that much, and if I do, I've got better ways of automating it than just keeping a bunch of wood over here. So, you know, I mean, it was a great thing early on, but honestly, it kind of served its purpose. I think we've got, like, I don't know, 3,000 blocks of charcoal. Let's see here. How much charcoal do we have? Yeah, 3,000 blocks of charcoal. So, we're pretty good on charcoal. If we need more, we'll make more. But right now, what we don't have is a bunch of wood. So, we'll fill the wood up. If we need more charcoal, we'll get more charcoal. It'll be fine. Okay, so this guy is providing the oak saplings here. He's also providing carrots and seeds, but that's more for the farm over here, or the ranch. So I've got the animal rancher over here that collects my milk and my wheat, and that dumps back into this guy over here to go back to the system. This is the animal feeder, so I've got chickens and pigs over here again. I have an experienced solidifier, but I guess it's not in a good spot, so I don't know. I think I put it like right over here. I guess I thought it'd have a better range, but looks like it's collecting a little bit, not quite over here. So maybe I'll make a second one of those. And then here's where the animals die. So yeah, usually they seem to be okay. So maybe if the solidifier were like closer to over here, it might work better. So I might end up moving that. We'll see. Now, I wanted to have things all within this 3x3 chunk range, because then I can have the one chunk loader and everything will be fine there. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. I didn't plan quite right, and I had this guy over here originally. And then I noticed that he wouldn't break all of the flowers. And I was wondering, why is he less powerful over here? That made no sense. And then I walked over here and noticed that there were all kinds of crops broken. So he was breaking too many crops, didn't have enough mana for that, and he couldn't handle it. So obviously I can't even break these crops over here. I plant over here, same problem, but for this, which would be worse. So I didn't have a good place to keep these things. There's a few things are going to despawn over here because of, you know, stuff, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Yeah, I think it's fine mostly for these. So, you know, they have these problems too if you keep them at the edge. I thought they wouldn't be quite at the edge. We could take out the edge ones, but then we just have the 3x3, so, you know, it's not great. I could have, I could do the collect seal instead of being in the middle. I could do 4 collect seals that surround, and that would be an option. And that may be what I end up doing, but we'll see. Right now, not too worried about it. Everything's working pretty well, I think. So, yeah, this guy is over here. Since I moved over here, he breaks all the plants because he has enough power to do that now, so that's fine. Looks like there may be a little bit of a range problem with this guy, though. May want to move him. maybe over here. Would that be better? Where's my mana lens? Oh, it's in my inventory. I mean, he's got a big range. I wouldn't think you'd need to go any farther than that. Let me get my binding guy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that should have made much difference. But, oh well, whatever. Should be fine now, and hopefully that'll be good. So, yeah, everything is mostly like it was in the real world, a little bit different. I've got 8 cows and 8 sheep here. Hopefully that's enough. Again, I'm not doing a separate giant chicken farm this time. This one is just chickens in here. There's 16 chickens, 16 pigs, so we're going to get lots of meat, and that'll be good. Hopefully enough feathers and eggs. I would think so, but, you know, we'll see. If I run out of eggs, we'll have to make a bigger chicken farm. So, that's the way you can get more eggs, so that'll be good for that. So, let's head back over to the overworld. Huh. Hey, my map's okay with this time. Oftentimes when I come back to this world, the map is broken, which is really irritating. Let's take a nap because this world has monsters. It's not permanent in here. I learned that you cannot sleep if it's permanoon, even if it's nighttime. I didn't know that. So I basically moved the drawers over here. They're mostly like they were. I added half drawers for the wood instead of having a 4x4 or 2x2 drawer. So, you know, they're mostly like they were and fine. One other thing I noticed when I was in that other world trying to craft things is that my processing room kind of goes way out here. So that was far away from the chunk loaders I had. So I couldn't process things from the other world. So I've moved some chunk loaders. I've got one in the processing room as well. So I think everything over here should be loaded pretty well. But as you can see, the lag, the FPS drop, it's just over here. It just is. So something in the house causes the lag. And I don't know, it's not worse over here. It's not when I'm looking at the system. There's a big jump looking at the drawers, though. So it could be the drawers, or it could be the external storage on the drawers, or I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't get it in that other world. I don't get it, outside. It's just the house. Something in the house causing the lag. Which makes me think it has to be either the drawers, which it could be. It could be Botania, but I don't think so. I'm looking at this stuff. I'm not seeing any FPS drop. I've got 120 FPS just fine. So I don't think it's that. Doesn't seem to be the mob farms over here. These guys seem just fine. So I really thought it'd be the entities, but I feel like it has to be Ender.io, refined storage, or storage drawers. My money's on Ender.io, all the conduits trying to do things all the time, and I've got so many of them running through the base. So, I don't know. Maybe there's better ways to do that. We could use Flux Networks, get some more storage going, have fewer conduits running through the base. That might be helpful. We could do more with network receiving points, network transmitters and receivers. We could do that, and maybe that would help out. So, there are certainly some options, but I don't know what to do quite yet. But right now, didn't reduce or didn't improve my FPS by moving those things here. So, in the future, I'll know not to worry about that. I'll know that whatever it is, it's in my base. So, realistically, I should have moved the base. But, it's fine. Maybe I'll move more things and leave the base over here. I don't know. Right now, I think everything is fine. I'll leave that world going like it is because it's mostly just automated over there. Everything it's doing, it's just doing those things. And let's get rid of the noise, and we have the drawers a little bit closer to the house, which makes a bit more sense. You know, there's still the drawer system over here for this guy, but everything else is mostly fine. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that because we moved the drawers, I did put, just ender chest over there to put things back. So the golems no longer get stuck if they have something they don't have a place for, because they'll always have a place for whatever they find. It will go in the system. System will decide where to put them. So, that's pretty good, I think. Okay, man, some of you have numbers, some of you don't. So, yeah. I'm thinking you don't need numbers. Yeah. Because I think that does cause a little bit of lag. Having to update that all the time. Not entirely sure, but it's my guess. Alright, so I don't know if it's because of the other dimension, or moving this drawer, or not having it on a network receiver or something, but for some reason, this guy is not loading up with the rest of the things. And so every time I start the server and start it back up, I don't have access to any of this stuff, which is weird. So the only thing I'm able to do is either break the controller and replace it, the external storage, or turn this off, turn it back on. So if I turn him off before I quit and then turn him back on, that would be okay. But it's an annoying workaround, so, sometimes mods are a little buggy. So that's unfortunate, because I thought everything was working fine. And I thought it might be the other dimension, but then I restarted in here and it had the same problem. So maybe it's an Ender IO compatibility issue with their refined storage stuff. Maybe it's not quite going fast enough, or, whatever. So it might be best if these guys were connected directly with refined storage conduit somewhere. So, I don't know. Probably not going to worry about that. But it's something to think about when you're doing your own systems. So I had a problem with this guy too. So I think he's okay because I turned him off, turned him back on. So, yeah. So I did make a few more changes to the storage system. So I noticed that I had a bunch of full disks, and I didn't think I should have any full disks. So I did notice that, when you start digging a bunch underground, you're going to get a lot of obsidian. We do have a lot of Grains of Infinity now, so they need a drawer. I had 2 drawers for limestone somehow. Don't know how that happened. And then I moved all the kinds of stone into a 2x2 drawer. So, actual stone, andesite, diorite, and granite, which I have almost no granite. I think that's weird, but whatever. I can make granite in the igneous extruder if I wanted it to. Everything else is pretty much the same. Unfortunately, my golem buddies, the tree farm guys, they died. So that is unfortunate. I did watch him. Basically, I grew a tree beside the guy when he was chopping down another tree, and he basically suffocated right away. So I tried this to give regen effect, but it doesn't seem to affect golems. So I think he's got to be closer over here than, like even I'm not getting it right now, so that's odd. It's just, I don't know. Beacon did not help. So I'm not sure what to do about these other than, make fewer trees or there's the regen effect. But it's not going to help the golem because he has a big tree he's doing and then tree next to him grows and he's suffocating. He's not going to have enough time to get out of there before he suffocates to death. So it's unfortunate. I'll probably redo the tree farm a little bit. Put them somewhere different, Put them somewhere he's less likely to get tagged. But, so I'd make you aware of those 2 things. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't been having any trouble with the external storage until I moved over here to the external dimension. So, maybe the dimension was a bad idea for multiple reasons. But, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. Alright, just want to mention those 2 things. Alright, that's a good wrapping up point for today's episode. Thanks for watching. Hey, I'm planning a Botania series soon. You should like and subscribe so you don't miss it. See you next time.